Dandelion and I'm here at Dandelion Restaurant. And for some of you that don't know, our bread that we serve with our creamy soups and our delicious sandwiches is baked here at the restaurant almost daily. And today I'm going to show you a step-by-step instructional video on how you can make the same bread at home. First you'll need 330 grams of water, 30 grams of unsalted butter, and then our bread mix that is pre-packaged. We're going to start by adding the 330 grams of water. It's very important that you're precise on your measurements or else your bread isn't going to come out exactly how you want it. I went a little over on the water, so I'm going to take some out. So I have exactly 330 grams. Now that I have the water, I'm going to take the 30 grams of butter and we're going to melt it. Now that the butter is melted, I'm going to add it to the water mixture. Next, we'll take the bread. And we'll add that to the bread pan. And for those of you that don't have a bread maker, you can also do this in a conventional oven. Next we're going to take and we're going to add our yeast. And for the regular white bread, you want to use about 5 grams of yeast, depending on how fresh it is. And you can get this at any grocery store. The next step you want to do after you've measured your yeast is make a little hole in the center of your bread mix. You want to put this in the hole. Again, you want to remember that if your yeast isn't really fresh, you're going to have to use more, and you can kind of experiment with it so it comes out just exactly how you want it. Once that's done, I'm going to put the bread pan in the bread maker. You make sure it clicks all the way down, and we're going to close that. And you want to do a quick start with dark as the settings, and then you start it, and it should be ready in about 2 hours and 18 minutes. If you want to do a longer time, you can do that on the regular, the basic setting. That takes about 3 hours and 45 minutes. Next, I'm going to show you how to make a raisin bread with the same bread mixture. It's good for a breakfast sandwich, toast, or just a yummy snack. You're going to prepare this the same way that you did with your regular white bread. We're going to add 330 grams of water. Now that I have the 330 grams of water, I'm going to melt the butter. Which is again 30 grams. You take the unsalted butter and you add it to the water. Next we're going to add our bread mixture. Next we're going to measure our yeast again, and with the yeast and the raisin bread you want to add a little more because the raisins are a little heavier. So instead of the 5 grams that you use for the regular bread, we're going to use about 10 grams. Now that we have the 10 grams of yeast, we're going to make a little hole in the center of the bread mix again. And then you're just going to spoon that right in there. We're not going to add the raisins and the cinnamon just yet. You're going to wait until you hear the bread machine beep, and it's going to tell you to add those ingredients, and we'll come back to that when the buzzer goes off. I'm going to make sure that clicks in there. We're going to do the same quick setting with the quick and the dark. It's going to take about 2 hours and 18 minutes. Now that I've heard the bread maker beep, it's telling me to add the cinnamon and the raisins. There's really no measurement to the cinnamon and the raisins. You just want to add to your tasting. You just sprinkle both of them in there. You can use however much of each that you want. Now that we've added that, we're going to close it back, and it should take about another hour and 54 minutes. Okay, now that our bread is done, we're going to take it out. I'm just going to loosen it up on the sides so it'll be easier to take out. You want to let this bread cool to about room temperature. So again, you're going to let your bread cool to room temperature, and then you can slice it and serve it for a quick snack, toast, or sandwiches. Now our raisin bread is done, so we're going to take that out. We're going to loosen up the sides a bit. And there you have it. We have our regular white bread and our cinnamon raisin bread. And with our bread mix, you just follow the simple, easy steps and you'll have a great tasting bread.